Namaste. Today I'm going to talk about the power of now. Actually, this comes from a book, an international bestseller book, which Eckhart Tolle wrote many years ago. So it's called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I bought this book many years ago. I think definitely over 10 years ago I bought this book. And I read this a couple of times. It's a beautiful book, and it just talks about the reality, which is now, being in the present moment. This is the only reality. So for example, I am recording this video right now. This is the reality for me. This is the now. But our minds are always in the past or present. So we are always thinking about the memories, which is past, or we are imagining the future. So we might be thinking about something which happened a couple of weeks ago, or maybe 5 years ago, or 10 years ago. Some trauma or something good happened 5 years, 10 years ago, and we are still living that. We are still thinking about it. Or we could be imagining something which might happen a few weeks ago or few months ago. Oh, sorry, I'm very sorry. A few weeks later, or few months later, or maybe a couple of years later, something we want to do. Maybe we want to write a book in 6 months' time, or we want to start a business 1 year from now. So the mind is always in the past or future. And that creates tension and stress, which leads to unhappiness or sorrow. And the more we are in the present moment, or more we are in the now, the happier we are. Our minds are relaxed, they are calm, we are more joyful, loving and respectful. So that is the power of now, staying in the now. And Eckhart Tolle, in this whole book, it's actually a question-answer session. So he used to have he actually experienced enlightenment. One night he just woke up in the middle of the night, and he had long-term chronic anxiety, and he was very depressed, and he had suicidal thoughts. So he just woke up in the middle of the night, and he was just dreaded. He was very fearful. And he just thought, I can't live with myself. He had suicidal thoughts before, and he just thought he can't live with myself. And suddenly he realized there is not just one, there are two realities. There is I, who cannot live with myself. So there is a self. So there is I and there is self. And then he was so deeply into that duality that he experienced enlightenment. So I would suggest you read this book. It's an excellent book. The only thing is, I read this book like many years ago. So I think he doesn't talk about how to be in the now. He gives lots and lots of logic and wisdom why we should be in the now, but he doesn't tell us how we can stay in the now, or how we can come in the now if we are in past or future. He may have spoken about meditation, but the book is mostly about why we should be in the now. Now, Indian spirituality, Indian spiritual science, for thousands of years, is all about staying in the now. The rishis and the saints and sages and gurus, they used to meditate, they used to do yoga and meditation, so that they can be in the now. That's what Indian spiritual science is all about. And my own experience and what I've heard from my Gurudev and from reading about other gurus and listening to gurus is that yoga and meditation are very difficult. If we want to be in the now, yoga and meditation are very difficult. And meditation is part of the yoga. So, and I have spoken about this in one of my videos. Yoga, most popular yoga is the Ashtanga Yoga by Patanjali. And the seventh ang or limb of Ashtanga Yoga is Dhyan or meditation. And the eighth limb or ang is Samadhi or being one with the, experiencing one with the divine. So that's yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. And meditation is the seventh limb. So it's very difficult. I mean, I've practiced meditation for over 35 years. And I'm in the now. Most of the time I'm in the now. And I don't get a lot of thoughts. I used to get a lot of thoughts of the past or future. But I don't get many thoughts now. I'm mostly in the now because of meditation. But thoughts are because of Sanchit Karma. And I've spoken about this in many of my videos. We have thoughts. Thoughts are not like, they're not just coming from the universe. They are coming from deep within. So we have Sanchit Karma from many lifetimes. Many lifetimes. Sanchit Karma or accumulated karma from multiple lifetimes. And thoughts are generated from these accumulated karma or Sanchit Karma. So the thoughts keep getting recycled. So we keep getting similar thoughts, same thoughts, similar thoughts. It's coming from the Sanchit Karma. And yoga and meditation cannot remove Sanchit Karma to a very large extent. Maybe some Sanchit Karma can be removed by yoga and meditation, but not a lot. So the most effective way to remove Sanchit Karma is Nam Jap. Nam Jap, chanting God's name. For example, I chant Ram, 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 Ram. When we chant God's name, then Sanchit Karma removed, karmas are removed. And as Sanchit Karma are removed, we get less and less thoughts. And we become more loving, respectful, joyful, calm and relaxed, and non-violent, peaceful. So that happens when we remove our Sanchit Karma by Nam Jap. And I personally think from a lot of meditation and yoga and Nam Jap, and the benefit I have seen by doing Nam Jap is that probably Nam Jap is the only way to remove Sanchit Karma. There is no other way. This is what I believe, which is what I sincerely believe. Because Nam, God's name, is like a scrub, like a spiritual scrub. So it goes deep down into the mind or consciousness and scrubs, removes Sanchit Karma. And Sanchit Karmas are removed forever. And a vacuum is created. And the vacuum slowly grows. And the ego is also reduced. Because once ego is reduced or it starts reducing, then we see our reality, more and more of our reality, which is divine. Our true nature, our true self is divine. So that happens with Nam Jap. And when we focus on the Nam instead of ourselves, our egos also get reduced. So two benefits happen. Actually multiple benefits happen, but the most profound benefit is we are thinking about God, which is very good. It removes Sanchit Karma, that's also very good. And since we are thinking about God, we are not thinking about ourselves, our benefits, ourselves, what we can get from the world, from others. We are not thinking about that. So ego is reduced. So because of all these reasons, we start experiencing our true nature. We start knowing, start experiencing, start realizing our true nature, which is divine. So Nam Jap is very effective, and I have been practicing various forms of meditations for over 35 years with very good benefits, and Nam Jap for over 2 years, almost 2.5 years now. But the benefit and the transformation and the benefits I have experienced from Nam Jap is much more than meditation. Even though Nam Jap I have done almost 2.5 years and meditation for over 35 years. But Nam Jap scores much more than the meditations. So I've spoken enough about Nam Jap. So now we will do Nam Jap for a few minutes. So, and just a warning, like if you are driving or operating machinery or doing some other risky work, then don't do Nam Jap now, do it later. You can watch my video later and then do Nam Jap. But if you are safe and you can safely do Nam Jap, then do Nam Jap with me. And doing Nam Jap together is even more powerful. So, very easy. We sit straight, close our eyes, and we inhale and we say Ram in a calm and relaxed voice. Again we inhale and we say Ram. So when we say Ram, there is exhalation. So we don't need to worry about exhalation. We just inhale and say Ram, that's exhalation. We keep doing that. Okay, so keep your back straight. Sit straight in a relaxed manner but straight. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath and say Ram, 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 Ram. Slowly slowly open your eyes. Please share your experience of Naam Jap with everyone. So please write comments, ask questions. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. Until then, Ram Ram, Jai Shri Ram.